always change. They are not getting rich, but there will always be people in need of engaging in these economies to be able to live if they have no other economic options.
Difícil de conseguirlo, difícil de conseguirlo. Muchas personas, acá en su mayoría, no tienen una deuda. Para mí la mayor bendición es saber valorar la vida, entonces aprender de mí a valorar lo más mínimo. La última buena que me fue 15 millones. De ahí para acá no hemos podido nada.
Intriguing.
Tú siempre vas a ver que en mi casa hay muchas hierbas, así como las vaqueras y el término vaquero para nosotros es un orgullo. Quiero que las personas vengan y conozcan lo que realmente somos los trabajadores que somos.
Yuka.
There are more smartphones in the world than there are people, and over 25 metals devices. These metals across the world, from lithium rich mines in the Andes to Indonesia's underwater tin mines, to learn more about the metals powering the world's 9 billion smartphones. Scrappers in Australia have built a business removing gold from old electronics. Gold is durable and conducts electricity, so it's used to make circuit boards and cell phones.
Everyone knows when Wade Colley is coming through town.
Family has the flat because it's red and it's electric and it buzzes around everywhere.
Today, he's on his way to a local repair shop that only decides devices he fix.
I didn't really have a way of talking. I really wanted to.
Over the past decade, electronic waste around the world has grown by at least 7%. As of 2019, it's over 50 million metric tons of trash every year. Wade works alone, breaking down technical drills, screwdrivers,
It's actually
The stormy weather.
I repurposed them to be able to cut through cable.
Doing this work comes with risks, but Wade takes precautions.
So I have to put my respirator on to take it where it returns that. Because if they worry, they say no to
After a few minutes of work, he finally uncovers the treasure he's after.
So this is the main circuit board. This is where all the gold and silver is, and all the little black bits.
Wade works to ensure that every part of the device is properly handled, even the hard to recycle plastic. Recovering the copper, gold, and palladium inside circuit boards is possible at massive recycling facilities, but it's expensive and requires corporations and consumers
The god of
to
lightning
devices. Today, only about 9% of e-waste in Australia is formally collected. The US is only slightly better at 15%. So, unwanted tech piles up on Earth, waiting for treasure hunters to find them.
There's another nice word. I envision that small recyclers and scrappers are
I wonder.
going to grow as a force both within the United States and a lot of other developed countries.
Ernie Hendrick is a retired Navy captain who started scrapping in 2019. His YouTube channel, Shark Scrapping, is one of hundreds teaching people about this business.
Every minute you spend scrapping stuff down is eating away into the margin. And sometimes you might only make a couple bucks an hour or something. If you're just doing this as a one-person operation out of the back of your truck, you'd be better off to just go work at McDonald's.
Scrapping doesn't really invest in heavy equipment that costs tens of thousands. When you put it all on
Oh my god.
Jason Bieber comes from the world of underground mining, but now he sells crushers that can be used for e-waste.
E-waste is going to be used for
Preventing scrapping remains a side hustle, but for some of the world's poorest people, it's the only way to make a living. Every year, rich countries ship thousands of tons of e-waste to places like Yemen, a world capital of unregulated waste Buzar was 14 She's one of about 50,000 people who scavenge here, mostly from miles imported from countries like the United States and China. Buzar starts his morning selling breakfast in his father's food cart. After school, he heads to trash piles and business to sort of control cell phones, computers, and vehicles and control them. Few people doing this work have access to gloves or other safety Yet without a scavengers burn. That's a problem that experts say has long active health. Spent below, miscarriages, or in 2021, India recycled a third of a recycling rate about twice that. A
Curious.
fraction of the e-waste was handled by authorized recyclers. Not to mention, the country imports an estimated 50,000 metric tons of waste. It is business utility which expect to benefit from Today, waste dropping off a truckload of materials is collected at a local Florida that comes to
how much do we reckon? One ton altogether. Typically, we're going to get something like, I don't know, 250, 300 kilos of copper could be in there, and maybe anything from 100 to 200 grams of gold. We'll see if we can achieve that. But I've got a wee sample here of gold from the processing. I'll give it to you now as a down payment. No, you have to give it back.
Mint runs electronic waste through a liquid bath of bacteria, fungi, and other organic materials. Business Insider first visited Mint's pilot facility in New Zealand in 2021. Now, the company scaled up with a facility here in Sydney, Australia that's nearly 5 times bigger.
So this is our first plant, and what we are gearing up is being able to build these in multiple cities around the world.
It's almost entirely automated, preventing from coming into direct contact with hazardous materials. The circuit boards heading up the two-story conveyor will contain about 70% plastics and 30% metals like copper, silver, palladium, and gold. This is crushing them into smaller particles, which will then easily be eliminated.
A big plastic tank behind me there, 5,000 litres.
It'll sit in this mixing tank for a few hours.
After that, it will be sent over to one of the filter presses.
This blue fluid contains a high concentration of copper,
Isn't this over
tin,
already?
and other less valuable metals.
Choose path, hero.
Mint uses electricity
Stop
to pull out the
this
copper.
We
time.
simply put that through a series of plates, pass it over that, they have electric current flowing through them, and that plates out the copper from solution.
Now, the solution is ready to extract the gold. That's where Mint's special sauce comes in. Mint's team identified these tiny numbers in 2017 through a series of research trips to places like abandoned mines or fields with rusty equipment. They collected species of bacteria and fungi and evolved to bond with specific metals.
So you can see this residual dark purple colour that's left over by acids from the gold stuck to it. It's formed this beautiful purple nano colour.
The purple paint will go to an off-site refiner to turn into something easy
Playing
to
with
track.
fire, huh?
So this gold bar that I'm holding in my hands is about 1.2, 1.3 kilos, and that's the amount of gold in this facility is recovering each day.
At today's prices, that's nearly $80,000 for gold. The company says its system plant could recover more than $30 million in gold every year. Mint also says its process has a smaller environmental footprint compared to other forms of industrial recycling.
What we've created is a closed loop system. What actually leaves the plant is the line,
That's what helps process his treasures here.
It feels amazing to see that my circuit boards have finally made it to the right place, and I know they're being recycled properly, and it's really
Wade started to out cool electronics when he was just a teenager. He'd store them in his mom's garage.
And I constantly say to Wade, if you think there's a way, to condense in just a little bit, just so that we will get out the front door.
TV made in Australia. This was my first whole piece of technology that started by essentially just anything big and electrical and stuff like that. Yeah, I was like, and until I get them working with it, I think it's important as a historical standpoint to keep things like this because there's less noise like that in the system. Yeah, they actually work hard and all these
For all their naive presentation.
It's true. Starting in the late 90s, many companies began using gold-plated wiring instead of solid gold to lower costs. For example, integrated circuits from a 1982 IBM PC now sell for about $180.
Here's the last time your electricity and natural gas provider They're free. Totally free. Every day. It's hard not to feel carefree. Those prices hash. Always have your back.
I thought winter had my... And that's...
/carefree.
And after something we find inside on iPhone from 20 years later only catches about 4 decades. Wade says his business will continue to earn a modest income until he can invest in new equipment. But doing the right thing is what keeps it going.
It motivates me knowing that it's actually going to be recycled and not going to landfill. And then my hobby kind of feeds into that because, when I get old stuff, I quite enjoy that. So it's a really good job for me.
Bolivia is famous for its vast deposits of lithium, which is used to make rechargeable batteries.
These are the Atacama salt flats, a natural wonder, one of the driest places on Earth, and a vast source of lithium. The bright squares are pools of brine, where the water is left to evaporate and leave behind a mix of salts and minerals. The more yellow the pond, the higher the concentration.
Al principio veíamos color de litio, pues tenía un poco porcentaje de litio. Acá tiene un gran porcentaje de litio, o sea.
It can take more than 1,000 gallons of brine to produce enough lithium for just one electric car battery. Two companies control the right to operate here, American Albemarle and Chilean SQM. In 2021, Chile exported almost $1 billion worth of lithium carbonate, and satellite imagery shows just how that has transformed the landscape. It will take around 18 months for the brine to move through the series of ponds. The concentrated lithium brine is then processed into lithium carbonate, which is then taken to another factory near the coast where it is purified into battery-grade lithium. The two companies suck out enough brine to fill an Olympic swimming pool every 20 minutes. They also draw 32 gallons per second of fresh water from underground aquifers for use in the processing factories. That would fill an Olympic-sized pool in roughly 5 hours. It's no surprise that water usage is such a sensitive issue in one of the driest regions on Earth. Central Chile has experienced a mega drought since 2010, the region's longest on record. Brine is far denser than fresh water, and the two rarely mix, but regulators worry that pumping so much brine too fast will increase the risk of freshwater contamination. And lithium isn't the only thirsty industry here. Since the 1980s, copper mines have been responsible for around half of the region's freshwater use. The Chilean government claims the copper and lithium industries for a 25-centimetre drop in the height of the water table. The copper mines plan to switch to desalinated water by 2030. Jorge Munoz-Coca is concerned about the damage this use of fresh water could be doing to the environment.
Enough talk. Do your
que está mejorando siempre, una mejora constante. Y la verdad es que nosotros somos los que podemos constatar esta información.
He is part of the Atacama indigenous community and lives in San Pedro with his 3 children. In 2015, he founded an activist collective to educate people about lithium mining.
La verdad que no sabíamos mucho de la idea, en el momento que pensamos que el litio se extraía de roca, la historia.
Jorge says locals lost faith in the mining industry a long time ago. In the 1990s, the Chilean government agreed to hand ancestral lands back to indigenous communities, including the Atacama lithium mines. Some land was transferred, but crucially not the mines. Neither of the two lithium companies in Chile consulted with locals before starting their operations. At the time, they didn't need to. But in 2008, Chile's government agreed to involve indigenous people in any decision that could affect them directly. Still, it would take another 8 years for one of the companies to begin giving over 3.5% of its profits. That same year, SQM
With time
extracting more
comes
brine than allowed. SQM recently committed to reduce brine and freshwater use and monitor their environmental impacts. Jorge feels there has never been real transparency.
esta explotación que se puede mirar. Para nosotros es un área de competencia y de necesidad.
Time can be a bit depressing. Have some fun playing with fire instead.
But demand for lithium shows no signs of slowing down. It is the ideal metal for batteries because it is extremely light and stores energy very efficiently compared to lithium batteries. It will take around 4 lead-acid car batteries with the same amount of energy as one lithium battery of the same size. This makes them perfect for maximizing power without adding much weight or taking up too much space. The booming electric vehicle industry has roughly tripled lithium prices in the last 3 years, while companies scramble to ramp up production. So now all eyes are on lithium and its wealth of white gold. At more than 4,000 square miles, the Skadi salt flat is only twice the size of the Grand Canyon and clearly visible from space. More than 90,000 visitors come from all over the world each year to photograph the shimmering sea of salt. In 2009, when Bolivia announced it would invest $100 million in the lithium industry. A state-controlled company built a small pilot plant, which opened in 2013, but the technical know-how to scale up. Almost a decade later, the pilot plant managed a few hundred tons of lithium carbonate per year. A tiny fraction of For Arizona, the industry's failure to take off meant the promises of work came to nothing.